Hi, I'm Dr. Satish Kumar, and in today's Kaizen Dental Success Stories, we are going to interview Dr. Bhavdeep Singh Ahuja. Dr. Bhavdeep Singh Ahuja graduated in 1998 from the Punjabi University. He specialized in implants in 2004-5. Apart from dentistry, he holds a triple MBA that includes hospital management, finance, human resources, and marketing. He also has around 12 postgraduate diplomas in various topics, which include clinical research, medical law and ethics, and cyber law. He has also authored 5 books on different topics of practice management, published by Lambert Academy Publishing. He lectures across India on various topics which include practice management, medical law, and finance for dentists. He has a successful YouTube channel as well by the name Dr. Bhavdeep Ahuja. Hi, I'm Dr. Satish Kumar, and this is our second session with Dr. Bhavdeep Singh Ahuja in Kaizen Dental Success Stories podcast. In our last session, we spoke to him more about the financial aspect for a young dentist. In today's session, we will be discussing more questions related to the practice management aspect as to setting up a new practice. So let's move to practice management because I know one of your specialities other than finance and medical legal is practice management. Okay. So we have a lot of young dentists who are planning to start their practices. So you have already told about the finances and the practice part. You had told me in the start about charges. So I want you to, if you can speak a little more about it. Like how do I go about finalizing my charges? It should not be excess, it should not be less. So how do I go about it?
See, the only thing is the first thing before any say one section which comes before that is that once you go down the charges, you when you open up your clinic, you should be ready in yourself in 10 aspects, not only the financial aspects. There are 9 other aspects along with the financial aspects. I'd like to brief a little bit on that if you allow me,
Sure.
please.
100% we
So
want to hear.
yes, because youngsters who are actually in a urge to open up the clinic, I always say, always open up the clinic when you are ready for yourself for that in 10 aspects. The number one aspect I would always stress upon is the mental strength. Whether you are mature enough to handle a tough situation and don't panic in case of an eventuality. Because strength is kind of a capacity of an individual which allows us to deal with all kinds of pressures and challenges. And it does take time and practice to become physically and mentally strong, but then building your mental strength is great thing. And if you are mentally strong, then only jump into this thing. Then of course we discussed about the financial aspect. The
Yes.
financial aspect would say that if you have the ability to bear the loss or even just break even for an
Break even.
initial few months, if you're ready for that aspect, and that should not, again, mental aspect should be strong and you shouldn't be that ways. So that would mean you're financially stable, you have some background, you have your parents supporting you, or you have your savings also to care for that, even if you don't have a steady flow of income in the beginning. So that should not deter you. So some money should be there, and financial stability is not only about being rich, it is more of a mindset, so that you don't stress about yourself about money ki yaar paise to aa nahi rahe hain. So because your focus and energy is needed to on other aspects of the practice in the beginning. So the third aspect, as I mentioned in the opening part also, social aspect. A few people should know in your area so that it is a ground for referrals in your clinic in that time. Because if you
So
are like
networking is
a,
important.
yeah, absolutely, networking is surely important. If you are like a awkward person or an introvert at a social events of your area, you will actually struggle to get into conversations. You will say, I'm a shy personality, I'm an introvert, I won't get into those things. But then these can impact your social life. So always have the courage and decision to talk to new people and get into those conversations. Then the fourth aspect I always test upon is you psychologically you should be ready, because nil patients initially should not dent your confidence. Some people actually they bounce back quickly from their personal failures or setbacks, but then others find it difficult to do that much. So as they say, na, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade from
Make
that.
lemonade.
From that, then the fifth aspect is always jump into practice when you are absolutely ready in skill wise manner. You should be able to say handle all the tasks astutely. All your hard
So,
work
but
should be.
there's one this to it. Some
Yeah.
say even if you're not ready, you should. If you don't start, how will you know you're ready or not?
The only thing is that इसके लिए वो if I remember the famous Canadian author Malcolm Gladwell, he
Hmm.
actually popularized that theory that approximately 10,000 hours of deliberate practice can turn into an expert, but 10,000 is just an average. So if you remember the 2009 Chandni Chowk to China Akshay Kumar movie, मुझे तुम्हारी उन 10 उस एक मूव से कोई खतरा नहीं है जिसकी तुमने प्रैक्टिस, सॉरी, मुझे तुम्हारी उन 10,000 मूव से कोई
Yeah.
खतरा नहीं है जिसकी प्रैक्टिस तुमने एक बार
Right.
की है, पर मुझे तुम्हारी इस एक मूव से बहुत खतरा है जिसकी प्रैक्टिस तुमने 10,000 बार की. Just to explain, obviously 10,000 hours is a lot and you can't do that pre-practice, but just to give you an idea that you should be actually having a flow of the work. You should be knowing the sequence of the work, how to handle it. That is the fifth aspect, skill wise. So the sixth aspect for me is contact wise, you should be rich. Again, a part of networking only, but here you should have a good circle of dentist friends if who can
Okay.
call you for referral. If you
That
are,
was non-dental. This is dental.
yeah, where you can actually network in dentistry wise, that if you are specializing in anything special, where there your colleagues can actually refer you over there. The only thing is that you should be on the top of your game, that people can just reach you anywhere anytime in that regard, and you should be able to offer your services. Then one of the most important aspects is the balance. I always say there is everything would demand complete, especially a new clinic, that will demand your completely undivided attention. There should be no half measures to it. You can't actually really say, "ठीक है, family is family. Family time should rarely be encroached upon." But then we need to understand that clinic is like a say service which we can't just run away from. We see that वो मेले में लगता है ना, वो डंडा एक रस्सी लगा के डंडा पकड़ के वो चलते होते हैं,
Yes.
और उस सिर के ऊपर भी बच्चा बिठाया तो उसके ऊपर मटका रखा होता है, and all those things. So what are they doing actually? They are maintaining the balance. Yeah,
Balance.
they're not just maintaining the balance, they're just walking as well. So similarly, we need to understand that life will demand a balance, and it is not only about work. We need to actually concentrate on our growth also for future, having a vision in mind, and keep the balance in various elements of our lives.
So there's
Then,
one question I want to ask in this.
yes,
You told me about focused, but a lot of young dentists are worried that they won't make enough money in dentistry. So when they start only, they think ki backup option. Should I do clinical and non-clinical simultaneously? Second source of income. They don't focus on the first and they're already thinking about the second. What would you tell?
that is what I am saying. It is a thing which will demand your undivided attention. That is the point I mentioned in balance. A new clinic, any kind of new profession would demand absolutely full measures. No half measures are allowed in that. When you are in Rome,
So
think
this
as
young
the
dentists
Romans.
need to remember this.
Surely, when you are in Rome, think as the Romans do. So when you are a clinic, think as the clinicians do. Don't worry about any other parts. Yes, you may think of growth and expansion. Have a vision for that. But remember, ultimately, what you need to realize is that one line that I usually mention, that no one can see, feel, think, breathe, experience, love, or die for you. It is only you who has to balance all the aspects of your life. And that is most important. So, and this was the seventh aspect. So the eighth aspect for me is again, extension of what you already asked, dedication and devotion. So yes, our free time can be used to update ourselves in all spheres. But I always mention opening clinic is like a atonement or a tapasya kind of a thing. जितना आप गुड़ डालेंगे उतना ही मीठा निकलेगा. And there are so many aspects for dedicated people like commitment, belief, passion, your self-discipline, your flexibility, planning. All those things actually can come handy when you are dedicated to your clinic. And ninth aspect, I always say you should be having faith in God. So spirituality wise, it is very important that you are ready as well. And वो जो thought आता ना मन में, what if अगर ये हो गया तो, अगर वो हो गया तो, अरे बॉस, भगवान ने हम सबको दुनिया में भेजा तो खिलाना भी उसका काम है हमको. He has to feed all of us. We have just got to do our duty. We have just got to fulfill our dedication to our profession. आप अपनी ड्यूटी करिए, आपको अपने आप रिटर्न मिलेगा. Don't worry about his parts. He is worrying for everyone. So you should be ready for that aspect as well. And the 10th aspect, which I always mention, is that you should be ready emotions wise. जब कभी काम बहुत ज्यादा आ जाए तो बहुत भाग भाग मत हो जाओ, जब कम हो तो बिल्कुल मायूस मत हो जाओ. तो दोनों
I've
केसेस में
actually
you
seen
should
this with
be.
young dentists.
Yes, this happens
Both sides they
actually.
are stressed. A lot of patients
Both
be
sides.
stressed, less patients
Yes.
also stress.
बहुत सारे आ जाते तो बोलते इतने कैसे हैंडल करेंगे हम, काम कैसे करेंगे, जब काम आते काम तो है नहीं है. So the only thing is I say one line when it comes to lab also, when it comes to more patients also. जब काम आए तो संभालना आना चाहिए. If you know the trick of the trade, you'll learn that. So अगर काम संभालना सीख जाओगे तो you'll become the champion of your trade. And there is no other way to summarize these 10 aspects in a better way that I actually do it for youngsters in that sense.
So we were talking in the start in the last episode about marketing and advertising. You told that we only focus on that, but
Yeah.
should be focused on, and how do you focus? What all you do in that aspect?
Yes, before that you asked me about the charges part. I
Yes,
told
sir.
you
I
I
forgot.
actually took I took you to the 10 aspects. Sorry. So about the charges again, my take would always be know your costs, know your numbers, know your patients, and my YouTube sessions these days are mentioning costing formulas as well. How to actually calculate charges. So you can set any benchmark and then calculate your profit margin from that. Suppose you are charging for example 4,000 for a PFM crown. Calculate your input cost from there, calculate your indirect cost from there. I've given the formulas in those sessions. So if you can calculate those, arrive at a profit margin, the gross profit margin and the net profit margin. So if your gross profit margin is bare minimum 60 and the net profit is between 40 and 50, that is still a decent, reasonable amount. But if both of them are below that, then you really need to make sure that either your costing is going high or your charges are too low. So this is a reverse way of calculating it. For example, to know that if whether the charges you have kept according to your setup. Remember what formula I have given is a customized one. You can apply the same to your practice. For those who have missed these 5 sessions, I'll be doing a one combined session twice on 30th June on 2 different platforms. That is my dad's second death anniversary. So I'll be doing 2 webinars of 1.5 hours each on different platforms. One of them is on WDA, one of them is on WDF, World Dentist Federation and World Dental Association. So I'll be doing 2 webinars on that day. So you can catch hold of them.
Yes.
Again, those will be available on YouTube for a limited time only because of the obvious reasons of the costing part. That
Understood.
the message that should be in our community only.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So
So the
my question
marketing
about
part, yes,
marketing,
marketing, yes. So what I believe is that if we go back to my times, 22 years, I started. This is my 22nd year of practice. So 22 years back, there was no such talk on marketing. The only marketing which existed was the WOM, word of mouth marketing. But
Okay.
yes, in today's times, marketing is an absolute must. We cannot skip it. If you believe that word of mouth is to be relied upon, I can warn you that word of mouth will take a good 2 to 5 years to take into action. Until that time, many of the new clinics would have opened up. You are an excellent dentist with a good skill set, but if the patients don't know about you only, how are you going to get the patients in through your door and show your skills? So to show your skills, people have to be in through the door and be treated by you. That is only the word can spread in a word of mouth way as well. So this is a dual way. But remember, as I mentioned before in this presentation also, that the external marketing, whatever you do, will cease to act once the patient is inside. There, the internal marketing will take over. So that is where your service standards and treatment protocols have to be just perfect, and there is no two way about it. So I give
in external marketing, what can they try? What all can be done?
See, initially for the beginners, the pamphlet marketing for visibility is a good one and almost non-invasive exercise in terms of money. Then there is a free listings available on JD and Google 360 as well. But as you slowly grow on in practice, 6 months, 9 months down the line, when you feel that it is picking up, I need more visibility, then you can go in for the paid marketing on via customized Facebook ads or through your classified what kind of patients you want to target at and what kind of facilities you target at. Because the customized ads will show only to those people who are interested and who are actually in availing your services or availing those services, and also those who are willing to pay for it as well. and according to their pay structure, whichever they have mentioned according to that. Remember, Facebook and these Google have lot of information. They have billions of dollars of information, and they are fined every year in Europe for breach of that. In India, the laws have now come into action for those breach of informations, but they are there since there, and they have a lot of data which they use to actually earn more money. That is the why when the government said we are changing our policy, you have to give us. Except Twitter, everyone just took 1 week to comply because they know India is a big global market. Lot of population, there are side effects also, but a lot of population brings a lot of revenue as well for them. So yes, targeted marketing specifically from Facebook or AdWords or through Google, you can do that. But I advise that in the second phase, initial phase should be a cost-effective procedure as well for your visibility. And of course, add to that those 10 aspects I mentioned. Your local area networking with shopkeepers is a good thing. Or network with all the shopkeepers. Go to them on especially when newly opened up. Take small gifts on any occasion, Holi, Diwali, whatever function, whatever festival comes in. Gift them with your reminder so that actually they make it a point to refer someone to you. Always thank them for this reason only. Small little tricks, but when all used in unison, can actually bring about big changes.
So now we have spoken about how to set the clinic. Now
Yep.
imagine the clinic is running for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. There's some amount of income.
Mhm.
Where do we invest? Should we invest in our clinic? Should we invest on ourselves? Should we invest outside? How should we plan the investment in the initial phase when the income comes? Because many people skip on that.
The problem is that youngsters these days have a lot of loans or EMIs to be paid up initially. And once they pay the EMIs, they are left with income just about to meet their daily expenses. So the problem is in manifold. Their charges are sometimes too low. They are not getting enough patients. They are not getting enough patients to exercise their skills upon. They are not actually utilizing practice management from day one. So as a rule, I would always say the first thing should be to clear off all your liabilities first, and loans comes number one in that. So once you are aware, clear of those parts, clear of your loans, then your phase of growth starts. You have to say at least devote 10% of your gross income to your updating and upgrading or investing in yourself. It can be learning a new skill. It can, if you are new in practice, so you might not be initially needing a new gadget. I believe that unless it is a very necessary one. So I believe then updating yourself or investing in yourself, maybe in books, maybe in learning a new skill, maybe going for a new course. All these things should be there. Then new clinics won't require it, but once your clinic is 2 to 3 years old, at least 5% of your annual gross income should go in the regular maintenance. Change the say curtains, change the blinds, change the paint of the clinic. Small little changes which induce an element of freshness in your clinic. That will actually bring about your patients to also notice that yes, मैं जब पहले आता था ये पेपर वेट यहीं पड़ा होता था, आज भी वहीं पड़ा 3 साल बाद. Those little things, people notice those things, whether we are aware of or not. Because once we are in clinic, we are so bogged down in our clinic work, and we like to avoid forests in the trees. We don't know
Like
actually where.
ostriches.
Yes, like ostriches, absolutely. So we fail to realize that patients notice each and everything. हम काम कर रहे हैं, patient तो आगे इधर उधर देख रहा है ना. So they are actually searching for the changes. ये पहले भी यही था, ये पहले भी यही था. They make a mental note of that. So what are
There's
you
no
yet?
growth.
There is no growth. And remember, even if you're static, that means you are going down. So that you have to remember, because being stagnant is one of the early signs of going down in value and going down in growth part. So a little bit on yourself, little bit on clinic decor, and obviously as you grow in practice 3 years, 4 years down the line, then investing on the gadgets for which you have patients for. Remember, this is one important aspect. You may be a periodontist, but maybe in the first 3-4 years of practice, your major income is coming from Crown and Bridge. So you should be thinking about investing in a, say, a digital scanner rather than a piezoelectric surgical unit, which might belong to your specialty, but you have not have any patient for that. But you have a lot of Crown and Bridge patients. You should think of a digital scanner first. So the ROI potential, return over investment potential, comes into the sphere for that reason, very specific
This is
reason.
what many people miss on.
Absolutely, they miss on this thing. They don't realize that we have to grow as per the patients in our practice. The basic calculation for that comes through your record keeping. how meticulous you are in your record keeping, and how you maintain them. That is the thing that will decide. Because I always encourage youngsters or even the settled ones to look out for two things or to add two columns in their records. The number one is the patient's socioeconomic background. I always say PSO.
Can you ask the patient that?
Yes, obviously, you can always make a judgment also sometimes. It is not always to be asked for, but there are certain things you can ask, make a judgment. What does your husband do? You can make out what kind of income would be having. You know, that is the thing
This
that
is something which most of us don't do. We should
then the
start.
second thing I need always you to mention in your records is PSOR, patient source of referral. That is one very important aspect. I'll give you a very short example in that. For example, just presume you're doing a root canal in 2,000 rupees. You say invested in Apex Locator and you started charging 2,500 for the root canal, presuming that, but you didn't shift it to everyone in your practice. So you believe that kuch mere patients are those who are my star patients, those who trust me blindly. So I'm going to invest in a start this kind of a root canal or even a rotary system or an Apex Locator, just an example of that, in such patients. Because what will you market to say that isse root canal badhiya hoti hai? The question or the point which you did not mention was, but the patient will presume that इसका मतलब इससे पहले आप घटिया करते थे. That is the thing actually. So
Understood.
if you have say introduce that service in 10% of your patients who are loyal patients, you believe उनमें आपने 2000 का 2500 लेना शुरू कर दिया. If your patient comes with a from the patient source of referral and the patient gives you a reference ki he's from your trusted client who's given a reference, my doctor used to do a root canal in one particular way, now he is doing in such a way, it has become more painless, although it might not have any relation to pain, but yes, the effect is there, the psychological effect is there, that yes, ab painless ho gaye. In that patient, presuming that to be a new patient and without going into the source of referral, you do a normal root canal which you are doing at 2,000 rupees, for example. The patient will say, मेरा तो यार वैसे नहीं किया आपने, जैसे आपने बोला था, मेरा तो वैसा कुछ भी नहीं यूज किया. So you not only lost out on a revenue, you dissatisfied a referral patient who could have given you more referrals. It is a networking chain. It is not only in the say MLM platforms, it is in our business also. So one satisfied patient can tell more than 4 to 5 patients. One dissatisfied can tell about 10 patients. So that is the thing we have to understand. Remember, these things are all related, but these things can only be paid attention to if you're alert and awake in your practice. If you're like सुबह से शाम तक गधे की तरह काम करना है, 20, 25, 30 की OPD करनी है, then you can't really do this thing. Filtering out your patients, and trust me, the biggest, once you are starting to settle, the biggest filter is the price. If you want to filter out your patients, if you want to do quality work, want to charge more, work always on the basis of 80-20 Pareto principle. 80% of your patients will give you 20% of income only. It is those 20% patients which you might not have been paying attention to are paying you 80% of the revenue for the month. That is the thing we have to realize as a youngster. It is a holistic phenomenon, and that has to be studied in unison, not only in a short thing that ways.
So you have been teaching everyone, matlab guru ke bhi guruon ko, all about the financial aspect. So you have met a lot of dentists. Now, if I'm a young dentist and I want to become successful, what will your be advice? What have you seen common among these successful dentists, which young dentists can maybe replicate and copy?
The only thing that separates, there are two principles that I always want to follow, want everyone to follow. Number one principle is you cross the plateau of your latent potential, which we say. And the second principle is basically the 1% rule. Let me explain you a bit. You always see success stories all around us. We all see a Olympic, say, medalist winning a gold medal, or a student topping the exam with 99.9%. But has anybody shown the journey before that? Any news channel? They will never say, हाँ ये बच्चा पढ़ रहा है, इसका 2 महीने बाद एग्जाम है, ये देखना 99% लाएगा. Nobody shows that, because this is a world of sensationalism. Any event, if you have happened and that event is glorified, that will sell, because the sensational news only sell. That is how the system works in India, or even abroad most of the time. But that arduous journey to earn that medal or to earn those marks is actually never ever glorified, which is a highly underrated thing in reporting in our the country. The problem is this only, that we actually we are not aware of the, say, results. We just want to see the results. We are not aware of the process itself, and that process understanding actually cripples most of the people. And the first principle that I want all of you to follow, the latent potential principle, which I always say, if some of you have say read the book by James James Clear on atomic habits,
Yes.
he actually mentioned about
1%
this.
rule.
Yep, 1% rule also, and he mentioned the plateau of latent potential also in that. He said that if you actually try to melt an ice cube from 25 degrees Fahrenheit and continue till 31 degrees, the cube will not melt. But then if you increase the temperature, when the temperature reaches 32, it starts to melt. It does not mean that whatever effort you have made from 25 to 31, that goes waste. The only thing is that 32 degrees where you actually hit your latent potential, you cross that plateau, and then people call it an overnight success. So it is like,
So
it
people
has a
should be
com-
willing to read, to put in the
they
hard
should,
work.
yes, they should be patient enough. They should be they should be, say, interested in the process more than the proceeding. I have written a quote on that myself a couple of years back. Sometimes people are too interested in the proceeding rather than the learning the whole process itself. So again, the second principle, you are, as you rightly mentioned, the 1% rule. We actually don't follow that principle. Even Jim Rohn mentioned once, success is nothing but more than a few simple disciplines that we practice each day. So if I have to ask you, how do you eat an elephant, the answer would be bite by bite, small by small step. You always say contribute baby steps to each other. So 1% means if you actually improve 1% each day, you will be 37 times better than what you are today. So it is not linear, it is an exponential thing, something called as a compounding effect. And compounding effects is a well-known phenomenon in finance only, but it
Seventh
comes
wonder
in,
of the world.
yes, eighth wonder of the world,
Eighth wonder of the world. Sorry.
by Einstein. But yes, surely it compounding actually takes place in every sphere of our life. Again, one of the Robert Collier uh, uh, quotes, if I remember correctly, success is the sum of small efforts that are repeated day in and day out. And you have to remember those things when you want to succeed. And never ever a success has come overnight. If I am lecturing to you, I started lecturing in 2007, started with finance in 2012. If I'm able to tell you something on these three things, remember the journey started 14 years back. So you all have to appreciate the process as well. What I must have went through in firstly acquiring those qualifications, which were non-dental, and then applying those things into my dentistry, bring about changes in myself. And then I started my online education of, say, educating dentists free of cost in August 2016. It's close to 5 years also for that. In a couple of months, it will be 5 years. So that was not my group. That was a group by someone. I started my own groups in 2018, but even those groups are now almost 3.5 years. So I'm actually doing it since many years now. It is a part of the process. So why do you want to have a success overnight? Some things will take its due course of time. And when they give you success, trust me, it is much sweeter than what you can even think of.
It is a really amazing lecture. I'm sure the young dentists would have learned a lot over the 2 videos you're doing.
Yeah.
Sir, where can they learn more about you?
Uh,
All this content you have, amazing content.
I do a lot of webinars. I actually, to tell you, you might be surprised. I do a lot of lectures, as I mentioned in 2007, sorry. I started commercially using them in 2017 only, properly, to earn money out of them. Before that, I was just doing it for lecture purpose. Ki chalo lecture le liya, workshop le liya. Personally, I was doing. But overall, going to idea branches, non-idea branches, private organizations, I started that in 2017 only to earn something out of it. Before that, my dad didn't allow me. He said, "Tu dentistry se kha raha hai." Even till date, my primary bread and butter comes from dentistry, 8 hours of dentistry, of course, lockdowns notwithstanding. But if I'm doing that, trust me, physically बोलना एक अलग चीज है, लेकिन something like a camera hated me and I hated camera the most. And it was only the lockdown last year that Anand Mohta of WDA contacted me. Sir, अब lockdown लगा दिया मोदी जी ने, तो we are doing a webinar, आप करो. मैंने कहा यार मैंने कभी नहीं किया कैमरे पे, मैं तो एक सेल्फी नहीं खिंचवाता. I hate camera and the camera equally hates me back. So we
You're
are
looking
both
really nice, sir.
Thank you. It is just again the
No, I'm
process,
seriously telling.
the process that has gone into it. So my first webinar that actually happened on the camera, it was using a mobile camera. My brother actually shot it. Was on 25th March last year, 2 days after the national lockdown. So that was my first webinar, and slowly, I've done more than say there are more than 300 videos on my YouTube channel, small and large combined. So you can visit my YouTube channel, which goes by
I will
my name
post
only.
the link in
Yes.
our Instagram page, guys. Don't forget to check that out.
Sure. Do subscribe to that channel because I almost post a video daily. Because
Yes.
already till July end, as we are talking in the middle of June, already till July end, the videos have been scheduled already. I don't have to do anything. They're already scheduled. They already come online by itself in the auto mode only. So don't believe that I am every day up and using those. So it is already automated process for me. So all those things started 1 year back only. So if you want to wish to read more about it, I have a lot of articles I am writing in Idea Times since the past 4.5 years now. So almost 54 parts of my column in IDA Times has been published on practice management. So all of them are available on my website. Everything of my social media presence is by my name only. Dr. Bhavdeep,
Okay.
DRBHAV. Of course, Dr. Satish
So you
will
could
give you
just
the
send
link.
me this so that I
Yes,
can put it on our
sure.
Instagram page.
I'll give you. And there are articles on finance also which are there on my website. So the two sources. My website is still in the update mode. It will show you on the front end as a 2016 page. It has actually updated in 2019, but somehow some fiasco happened at the designer's end, and 2019 update was lost. It is being updated at the back end, but the front end will show you a 2016 image of mine. But yes, it will be online within the next month only itself. But yes, the old links are working. They're on the top, Idea Times and the finance articles. You can click them on them and you can find a lot of articles. But yes, ready-made recipes available for every topic on practice management, finance, and medical legal aspects on my YouTube channel. So do subscribe to the channel. You'll get a lot from
Sure,
it,
sir.
surely.
Thanks, sir. Thanks a lot for taking so much time doing 2 sessions with us. Really, thank you for it.
Thank you. Before I conclude, want to say one line. Always, again, on the process and the proceeding part, I'll always say, learn the art of keeping yourself engaged in the process. Because if you keep yourself in the process, you will reap the benefits of the compound interest, and surely success will follow. And
You're
remember
a true
the
example in front of us.
yes, Martin Luther King Jr. has given one wonderful quote for it. Everybody knows it, but nobody follows it, or very few actually follow it. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Remember, if you are stagnant, you are actually going down. So remember this quote if you want to really grow in life.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable time.
Thank you. Thank you.